Hello everyone. The purpose for today's reading is to give you a bit of guidance into what would bring you into alignment. At the end of each pile, I will be pulling some charms for you as well to give you a little bit more insight into your situation. We have 4 piles for you today. Pile 1, 2, 3, and 4. As usual, the timestamps will be down below in the description box, and you can of course pause the video here if you need more time to pick your pile. I will be seeing you at your reading. Welcome to your reading, pile 1. You chose this Amazonite crystal and this lovely Creator Earth energy. So the purpose of this reading really is to get you back into alignment with yourself. There might be some aspects of yourself that you've been neglecting and some things that you really need to nurture about your true self to get you back on your right path. We have, to start out your reading, the Knight of Cups. And we actually have this card twice. And in the center of these 2 Knight of Cups cards, you have the Magician here. Very interesting. All right, so let's start out with the Knight of Cups energy. So this is telling me that you are probably very calm on the outside, but inside very intense and determined. You don't tell people your entire plan or purpose. You're very thoughtful. Your connections with people run deep, and you're very significant in those lives you choose to be in. With the Magician here in the center, you are capable of turning people's visions into reality, including your own. There's a very high chance you possess strong magical abilities that you may or may not be aware of. The way that this pertains to me with these Knight of Cups energies, when I say magic, this could be magic that helps other people to manifest their goals. So there might be, when you wish good things on people, they'll tend to happen. So continuing on, there's also an artfulness about you and an alchemy. Things just have a way of aligning and clicking into place for you. And you help people to realize their dreams as a result of this. Okay, so next, which is something I was getting the sense of, you have the Luminous Warrior. This to me really strongly suggests you are a light worker. So what this card means to me is you focus on the positive, the light rather than the dark. And since you cast no shadow, you are radiant as the sun. And you can transform even the most terrible enemy into your ally. So even those people who don't agree with you or you otherwise would have as your enemies, you can make them into your allies. It's very, it's like a powerful leadership skill. And we're going to get into how the Emperor is here as well, which is very interesting. But yes, so you can use this magnetism really to your benefit. Your power comes from speaking your truth at all costs. So just remember that intention follows attention. So focus on your positive traits. It is the key really to the success that we see here with the 6 of Wands in the center. So it's like victory, rewards of labor, enjoying the spoils, recognition, triumph, celebration, and success attained. So because you have this in the center of these 2 cards, so this Emperor energy here, this Emperor energy is like heavy Leo energy with the lion imagery. And it's like ambition, disciplined, it's leadership, and but a respected leader. So you're someone people gladly follow. And you have a determined purpose about you. So with these two cards on either side, and then you have this success and victory in the center, it's saying that people need find to follow you in order to gain their own success. So you are like a key leadership into leading people into their own successes. You play a key role in them getting to where they need to be. A lot of people need skills that you possess or advice that you give to be able to get to where they need to go. So we have the Nine of Wands here. More wands. Wow, lots of fire. And that's just as I say that, we have the Sun. Wow, so much fiery energy. And we have the Sun again. Wow, right next to each other. So we have the Sun in the Tarot and in the Lenormand Oracle deck here. That is so interesting. Okay, we have Page of Wands, more fire energy. You're already doing it. Stop overthinking. Keep facing your true north. And awakening. Energetic upgrades. A new way of being. Integration. Okay. Interesting. All right. So we'll start off with the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is determination. It's overcoming obstacles, iron will, persistence, unshakable strength, recovery from sickness, resolve, achievement, steady force. This is what I was getting before with this victory energy. You are like the key thing to making people get to where they want to go and overcoming their obstacles. So you help people to overcome whatever obstacles they have to get to their success. And you also help them with being persistent. You don't let them give up. You're somebody who really pushes people to achieve their dreams and achieve their goals. And you're someone who encourages, but in the best possible way. You don't encourage and in a harsh or horrible way. You are someone who encourages just enough so that the person will not give up and they achieve what they need to. You have the Sun twice. So this is like telling me how enlightened you are, and you give enlightenment to others. You light up people's lives. Quite literally, you bring so much joy and happiness to them and fulfillment. You have a big healer kind of energy, like quite literally like the Sun. You heal them, you bring them good health, good luck. You're a beautiful presence in their life. You have like this big heart, and you bring with you success, warmth. You strip away again the shadows, and you're very young at heart. So with this healing energy, I'm getting a sense that maybe, and also like you have this healing and magical spiritual energy. I don't know if any of you have looked into Reiki, but there's like a power that you have in your hands that I'm seeing, like this power in your hands of healing. So you might be able to, with your touch, be able to heal people's sicknesses, really pull away any negativity or pain that they might have had. With this healing energy though, and physical touch, of course, at this time, depending on when you're watching this, but it might be difficult to actually be around people. But I do sense that this is a big calling for you. So of course, when it is safe and possible to be around those that you love, to be able to affect them in that positive way, it's very strong. So besides being a healer, you bring honesty, and you bring like a sense of clarity to people. So you really have a way of like stripping away any lies or deceit that might be going on with the Sun card. So you might see things that could be potentially downfalls or disingenuous people around those that you love. So if you see that someone's being untruthful, or if a situation seems too good to be true, or if there's something that that person is not quite seeing the full picture, you have a way of really shining a light on it and bringing to their attention the truth of the matter. And that's so helpful to people, especially to those that you love, that have grown to trust you and know that you're always this honest, caring person that wishes them well. They're really going to benefit from this knowledge that you have and this truthfulness. So with the Page of Wands, it's more of that intense energy. And I get the sense that you're probably a very active person. So this is something that you need to follow those passions, because you are very passionate. If there's activities that you enjoy doing that maybe you've stopped or whatever, find a way maybe to get back into those wonderful activities that you enjoy so much. You have a way of taking on things like they're new and fresh. You have like these creative ideas and fresh eyes, and this really helps those around you as well as yourself. You have a way of looking at the world and looking at problems in a way that others can't. So this card, you're already doing it. Stop overthinking. Keep facing your true north. So in some faculty, you've already pursued the things that we've talked about on a small level or a big level. It doesn't really matter, but in some way or another, you're already doing it. You've already been helping the people around you. You've already been healing people without even knowing it. So there might be also like a side thing that I see you might have like kind of like dipped your toes in just a little bit, but you maybe haven't gone full on in it. You may have, and if you have, continue doing it is what it's saying. But also if you're only just like doing it as a side hustle, it's saying you're already doing something that's really beneficial to your true path, and to put more time and energy, if possible, onto that, to really take it more seriously. Because you might be just seeing it as like something that won't ever become anything, and you might be considering pulling back a little bit, or you already have pulled back a bit. But what this card is really telling you is to keep doing it, because it's what brings you fulfillment. With this Awakening card, it ties into the other things that I've been telling you, because not only in the physical world do you have this healing energy and this helpfulness, but also on a spiritual level, you help awaken people. So you have like a way of like giving people like spiritual downloads almost, and they get like epiphanies. I'm getting that. I'm getting that they get like epiphanies from being around you. They get like these wonderful things like come to them, ideas and everything that they never would have imagined. And they have like a new way of thinking when they're around you, a new way of being. They just like, they kind of level up because they're around you. And there's also this beautiful integration that you bring. So you bring like a meld of their ideas, your ideas, but you just have a way, like with the alchemy of the magician, you just have a way of making it work. So we're gonna see what else we got here. Emotions are running high, supermoon. So there might be people around you with really heightened emotions, and I'm getting the sense that you're really emotionally intelligent. You're somebody who is very, very smart emotionally, and you help people to navigate through their kind of complicated, messy emotions. Moving on, this is something that you really do. You help people to move on from their tough situations. I feel like it's because you've moved on from so many difficult things yourself also, and you've been through so much yourself that you have this really kind of like just, it's a firm way of being, but it's not too firm like we were talking about before. It's like you lead people, but in a kind way that they want to be led by you. compromise. So you help people to see and balance things out for themselves. So there might have been situations around you where it was like they thought it was black or white, some people, you know, and you might have been like, no, but wait, why can't you do both? Or why can't you do a little bit of this and then a little bit of that, you know? So you help people see things in a new way and see where they can make compromises in their life, where it doesn't just have to be like A or B, it could be like a meld of situations. You have Treasure Island. So you help people see the hidden beauty in their own talents, their own abilities, the skills that they already possess within themselves, the wonderful abundance that is around them that they may have not even been aware of or tapped into. Success in transformation. And in balance. Yeah, this is what I was definitely getting from the compromise card, and it's interesting because they're right next to each other, and the moving on is right above the success and transformation. Very interesting. Okay, so these cards really reflect each other. The moving on and the success and transformation are saying very similar things. So because you yourself have actually done this, you've found your way of really getting past all these hardships that you had in your life, and you're at a place where you have leveled up and you've upgraded so much. People really respect it when you give them advice like this. So you help them to see that leveling up, upgrading, moving on from difficult situations is definitely possible, and there's a lot of success to be had through it. And a lot of people have really benefited already from watching you, listening to you, from learning from your mistakes, but also learning from what you've done to succeed really in your own life. And compromise too, people watch you and see the balance that you have within yourself, and they really respect it and appreciate when you tell them what to do. It really helps them get in aligned and in balance with themselves as well. You have this really great way of telling them what it is that's out of balance, and you can pick that off in your own life as well, which is why people look at you and always see, wow, they really have a good balance between let's say like your romantic life and your work life, you know, or your passions and your main hustle. Like you have like different, you're just very well-rounded. I'm getting that, definitely. And you help people around you to be well-rounded as well. So overall, this is the Creator Earth energy is very nurturing, very loving. It's someone who's I'm imagining you're very good with plants, animals, very good with being in nature. These are all things that could really be bringing you a lot of happiness, like deep within yourself and your soul. These are things that you need to like recharge your batteries. We're gonna move into the charms now. All right, so we're gonna get charms for your head as well as for your heart. Sorry in advance, this might be a little bit loud, so if you want to turn down the volume before I start shaking these babies up and picking your charms. So this is just to give some insight. Trying to work more with these charms. A lot of these are vintage charms. They're very old. I've accumulated them through a lot of years. I've gotten them at vintage stores, garage sales, things like that, from loved ones. So I'm working on it. It's a work in progress with the charms. I will be trying to use them more in readings because I know a lot of people do like them. Okay, so we're going to start out with the head. See what comes up. Ooh, that's a lot. Okay. That's fine. We're going to take it. Alrighty. And the heart. Okay, let's sort these out. Alrighty. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, so right off the bat, you have the Minnie Mouse with the jukebox here and the music playing. And you also have, interesting enough, 2 ballerinas dancing. So I get the sense that through dance or music or all of the above, really, you have a way of demonstrating your beautiful energy. You really light people lives up with just like your upbeat, beautiful spirit. You might be a singer, you might be a dancer, you might do a little bit of both even, who knows, but you just have like this way of lighting people up when they see you like enjoying a song, singing along, or just like yeah, it's just a bright, beautiful energy. You have a movement of your body, all of the above, you know, it's just gorgeous. You have the Minnie with the flower. Like, I take this as a, you know, when like everyone picks off the, does he love me? Does he love me not? That's what I kind of get out of that. You have like this young at heart spirit, which we already had talked about. But you also have like a positive, optimistic way. And you also encourage people, I feel like, in their love lives as well. Like, you are not the person who's going to be like, oh, break up with him, he's a loser, you know? I mean, if the person's really bad for them and you really don't think it's going to work, then sure, you might say that. But for the most part, you kind of like advocate for love. You tell people to stick it out. You try to help them. You give them advice in their love life. You're somebody who's just very positive, very loving. And I'm getting this with this as well. This is like my feminine energy pin here. This is like the yin energy, you know? So very loving, very giving, very warm energy. I have this little travel pin here. So you might be very cultured. Somebody who has a lot of cultures, a lot of experience. And with that culture comes a lot of just a good overview of knowledge, you know? A lot of information to offer people. What this pin tells me with this little clown here holding the flowers, it's like such good intentioned energy. And that's like what I've gotten from your reading this whole time, is really like you just want to make people smile. You want to light up their lives with like a laugh or a joke, or just a kind word, smile. Like, you always like want, if someone's down, you know, you're going to tell them a joke. You're going to try to pep them up. It's like a performer, but a performer who wants people to be happy, and that's why they're performing. Panda bear, you're just like soft, cuddly, happy, loving person. And you're very family oriented, I feel like. You treat people, even if you're not very, very close, maybe even with your own family, but you treat those around you like family. The butterfly is just beauty. You bring out the beauty around you. And it's transformation. Like we expressed before, you have a way, you've transformed a lot in your life. You've come a really long way, and you help people around you to do the same, to really shine like you do. So by shining your brightest, you give people the permission unconsciously to do the same. So you don't dim your own light, and that gives people the permission to not dim theirs either. It's quite beautiful energy. So in your heart, we have here, I I believe this is the Virgin Mary with the baby Jesus. Now, this might, please don't get offended or come for me. I have all sorts of different religions and icons and different things in here. This is just the one that came up, but it's just a symbol basically for spirituality, religion, whatever resonates with you is in your heart. But you just have this beautiful, open, awakened heart and just love. At the center of every single religion, I believe, is really love, being kind to others, and that's something that you tap into fully. And it's so cool because we had the two ballerinas dancing, and then we have we have this couple dancing again in your heart energy. So you really have like music in your heart, movement in your heart. It's just like this rhythm and flow of life that you've tapped into so beautifully. This again, another butterfly. More transformation, more beauty. You have the heart within the heart. So you have people's best interests at heart. You have a heart of gold, really. And we have the anchor here to close the reading. This is a solid energy. So your heart is solid. People can count on your heart. People can count on your good intentions. People count on you giving them advice, especially when it comes to emotional things. They really, really believe and trust in your emotional guidance. So this was a beautiful reading. I hope it helped. I hope to see you in future readings. If you could, if it resonated with you, please like and subscribe. It really helps my channel out so much. And yeah, I hope to see you in a future reading. Thank you so much for being here with me. Have a great day now. Bye-bye. Welcome to your reading pile 2. You chose this beautiful amethyst crystal. And this creator air energy. All right, so we're gonna start by explaining a little bit. The reading is meant to shine some light onto what will bring you into alignment with your soul's true purpose, your destined path, all of these things. It's just to shine some light onto aspects of yourself that you may be neglecting, things that really you need to nurture more within yourself in order to really get into your higher self and your higher way of being, and to connect more with your true nature. So we're going to start out this reading with the Ace of Swords that you got here. And you got the Ace of Swords twice. They are right under each other. So that's interesting. We'll start there because there is plenty. Spirit is really emphasizing the Ace of Swords for you. And there is so much to be said within the Ace of Swords. So what I'm kind of getting for you specifically, your message, is that speaking is your gift. It's your calling. It's strongly tied to your unique voice and your views. So you possess like these really intellectual, unique views of the world. And you are meant to really express that. You are incredibly intelligent. You are a very honest person. You always tell the truth, always have new ideas, and you really give others clarity. And this is really strongly tied to your purpose here on this earth. In some form or another, you are meant to share your voice with people. That could be by so many different ways. It could be by like writing a book or doing a blog or just public speaking, having your own YouTube channel. There's so many different venues, especially now with the internet and everything. but you were really meant to, in whichever capacity really resonates the most with you, you are meant to share this unique view you have, this unique wisdom and intelligence. And you have the owl here, which really reflects that. The owl is a wise creature. And you are very wise like the owl. You are very knowledgeable. You seek out the truth and information, and you're eager to learn. And people really value that about you. They see you as someone very wise, very knowledgeable. And there's a lot of things that when they need to know, they will come to you specifically for a lot of different kinds of information. So we have here the Eight of Swords. You are somewhat of an offbeat kind of person. You don't quite feel like you fit in. So you push away most people and isolate yourself because it's what feels safest to you. And there's nothing really necessarily wrong in that. But I also feel like it's for you to protect yourself in a certain way of, like, you might be an empath of sorts, so people's energy might drain you greatly. I'm really feeling that people's energy drain you greatly. You have the Sorcerer down here, and the Sorcerer is someone who's very in touch with their like own magical ability. So you might be someone who's if you're not protecting your own magic, your own spirituality, those around you might be able to be like almost like vampires, like sucking your life force a little bit from you. So you might feel very drained when you're around those people. There are ways though to protect yourself. If this is something that's resonating for you and you do feel drained when you're around big groups or around people for any length of time, what you can do is carry with you crystals. Any black crystal will usually do. You can use obsidian. That's one of my favorites. There's tourmaline, different types of jet. Different black crystals are very good for protecting one's spiritualness and from getting the life like kind of like drained out of them. So maybe look into that. The Sorcerer energy is also saying that you embrace your shadow aspects and you don't hide in darkness, but you embrace it as well. And people respect how open and upfront you are about even your own shadow aspects. And it's something they trust and admire for, like, because so few people have the confidence and strength to show and admit this side of themselves. But you do. You have no shame at all. And you're really upfront about your own shortcomings as well. And people also admire your own honesty. Here you have the Page of Cups. So you have before we go on, you have some, because you have a couple pages here, and page energy is like learning and growing. You feel like you're always in this learning stage, which is very interesting. It's like young energy, but you're also very wise. So I'm not taking it as like you're like really young mentally or anything like that, or immature. Really, this is just telling me that you're like always viewing yourself as a student, always learning, always willing to have new experiences, willing to grow emotionally, with your financial and surroundings, intellectually. You're just very open to growing and expanding. Okay, so Page of Cups. You know when to apologize. You're very emotionally mature, I feel like, in this sense. And Page of Cups, some people might see it as emotional immaturity, but in a reading like this, like I said, you're just very you learn from your mistakes, you know. So to me, you are actually quite mature. as opposed to others. So you know when to apologize. You can admit when you're wrong, even though you rarely are. You have a very active imagination. You defend those you love, and you have a dreamy nature about you. You're charming and loyal in friendship, faithful in love. You have a tender heart and gracious, and you have a very sweet and gentle disposition. I mean, it's kind of like overshadowing this darkness about you, but you do have this, like, in touch with your darkness and shadows about you. But outwardly, to people who may not know you as well, you are just so loving and gentle that they may not even know that you have like this kind of just admiration for the darkness. You could be someone a bit into the occult, into magic and all of these things. And maybe a lot of the people around you might not necessarily know to the extent of which you are interested in these things. And it's fine. It's a personal journey, absolutely. But it's really good. You have like a balance about you in a lot of things. It's awesome. So Page of Pentacles here. You're able to act effectively when decisive action is required. And you're like still figuring out and becoming aware of what you want. And you're still manifesting your success in your career. You've probably throughout your life more favored knowledge and information and learning and studying over this financial success. But now you're starting to turn your sights on really growing financially and being comfortable in your surroundings, having like those creature comforts is starting to be a bit more important to you now, which is great. Like you've really taken the time to see like the importance of that aspect. All right, so with this, yeah, okay, so I'm actually going to get some more cards out here for you. We have the Sun. We have Surrender to the Divine, Full Moon. Have Faith in Your Dreams, Waxing Crescent Moon. Choose Wisely. Spiritual Strength. Wait. Okay. Now, with this Sun energy, because you have like, you see here the Sun to the full moon. And that's really what I've seen. I saw before also in the other cards. There is a duality about you. And you shine unapologetically. Like you have this balance between bright daytime happiness, good feelings, positivity, and also being in touch with that like emotional darkness and the occult that I was talking about. So this balance that I'm seeing also, and the surrender to the divine with the spiritual strength under it. I feel like you do have a wisdom within spirituality as well as a magical wisdom about you. So you might be someone that people might even turn to when it comes to things like divination. So people might be asking you to give them insight spiritually in these matters. So maybe pulling cards for them, reading their cups or what have you, whatever resonates with you, or just giving them advice when it comes to spirituality. Because you have this great spiritual strength about you and you have so much information and knowledge to you. They see you as someone who possesses great strength with your duality. Have faith in your dreams. Okay, so you are very independent in the sense also that you are very positive that you know that what you set your sights on, you are going to succeed in. And other people find that inspiring. They see you with this bright, bold confidence in you, and it gives them the confidence to pursue the things that they love and want as well. You also have this patience about you with this Wait card. You're not someone who's going to rush in without getting all of the information. And choose wisely is telling me a similar story as well. You make very good decisions. And that's something that people go to you as well. Whenever they have a decision to make, they usually ask you as well. Okay, you have the card Orphaned, Warrior Woman. Have you answered your deepest calling? It's asking. Trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? Follow through. Nourish the sacred feminine. Okay. So I'm getting the sense that whether you're male or female, you do have this really divine, sacred feminine energy. And it's like it's the warrior woman that you have here is just, to me, solidifying that you have like this empress kind of energy. Again, it could be with some kind of divine purpose as well. So you might actually be very close with your spirit guides. You might have a lineage of maybe your grandparents, great-grandparents, so on and so forth, had these really deep-seated traditions that they passed down. And it's something that you've become something of like an expert in, that you really strongly found an affinity for, and people go to you for this specifically as well. In certain cultures, like the Greeks and Italians, they have like something called the evil eye, and usually it was the grandparents who mostly, if you had the evil eye, they would go and take away the evil eye, right? And even if you don't believe in this, it's like kind of a similar idea though, of you have like these skills and knowledge that were passed down that you can pass to other people. And it doesn't only have to be within spirituality or the occult. I'm just getting the sense that for some of you it is. But for some of you, it's just you have like this knowledge that was passed down that you have become very skilled in, and it's very helpful to those around you. Orphaned is just telling me that you are very comfortable with being by yourself. So you're confident and you're comfortable like in your solitude. With this card, Follow Through, you help the people around you to really finish what they start, to make correct decisions, to really follow through on their goals. You hold people almost accountable in a way because of your own accountability that you show for yourself, without anyone really having to like watch over you or anything. You just do it for yourself on your own, and that gives people a sense of their own accountability for themselves. And trust your path. It's so here's the thing, so many people, it's like this question suggests, if you knew you would be supported, what would you do? A lot of people don't really live their life this way. They don't live their life in the sense of like live their life like if they're being supported, they're going to do it, you know? You do things as if you were going to be supported, and then the support comes anyways, because of this confidence that you have trusting in your path. And people see that, and then they kind of automatically do the same. But outside of being able to watch somebody so confident and stepping into their power like this, someone who might not be witnessing this, they're going to be scared to really take this leap for themselves. they don't really trust so much that the universe is going to have their back like you do. So this is something really beautiful that you help the people around you to tap into, is really trusting that they're going to be okay if they do the things that they feel called to do. Okay, so we're going to go into your charms now. Okay, so the charms, we have the head and we have the heart. We're going to pull some charms for each. Just a little bit of a warning I'm doing in each of the piles just to please. It could be very loud when I'm shuffling up the charms, so if you like, just please lower the volume a little bit at this point before we get into it. And yeah, so I'm trying to work with these charms more. I know a lot of people do like them a lot. And I've collected these charms over the years, and I'm continuing to collect more. A lot of these have been given to me. I've also just accumulated them over time. I've gotten some at vintage shops and garage sales, and yeah, I've always loved collecting little like trinkets and things like this, and now it's kind of like connected to me of like why, because they've all had meaning to me. Okay, so let's start with the head. And now the heart. And that's so interesting. That same charm for the heart came up in pile 1 as well. The Virgin Mary with the baby Jesus. Okay. Okay, so very interesting. This charm is the one that's calling out to me the most. It's my keychain Hamza, or the Hand of Mary from Jerusalem. All right. So this one has dual different meanings depending on the culture, which is a bit reflected also in the charms that we've pulled. They're from varying religions and cultures, which is really cool and interesting because I was getting this a lot from the tarot cards too. It's a very diverse influence. So you may have had many different lifetimes, in many different lifetimes you may have had varying cultures and varying types of backgrounds, and you were probably dispersed all over the world, and you probably collectively now have a knowledge and memory of the different influences that you took from all of these varying past lives. That's kind of what I'm feeling from this. So the Hamza in Christianity is the symbol, the position of Mary. She was exalted above all mankind as a compassionate and caring mother. And it's interesting because you also have the Mother Mary and the baby Jesus. So it can be like a reminder of how God has the power to exalt an ordinary person. Now, this to me also is reflected as like with the Mother Mary, you have like this divine feminine energy, and it's an energy of like strength, but like a quiet kind of strength. It's not like an overbearing kind of masculine strength. It's more of a quiet feminine strength that you have about you. And it's also like a nurturing kind of strength, a protective kind of strength. So you stand up for your loved ones and those around you. In the Jewish culture, so this is from Jerusalem, in the Jewish culture, the Hamza is depicting the open right hand, and it's like a sign of protection. And we were talking about like protecting yourself and your sacred energy from being like zapped by others. And it's interesting because in the Jewish culture, it's supposed to, a lot believe that it's supposed to provide defense against the evil eye, which is why the eye is in the center. It's very interesting. So the evil eye, like I was actually talking about in the Greek and Italian cultures, and like also the Jewish culture, it's defense against this evil eye. So maybe carrying something to ward off the evil eye might be very important for you. Because I do get this sense that like you have such a divine spiritual energy about you, and it's very easily that it could be zapped away if you don't protect yourself accordingly. There could be a lot of people also who are envious around you of your intelligence, of your independence, all of these things. And when people are envious, this is like what brings about also the evil eye. So the Hamza also holds recognition as a bearer of good fortune among Christians in the Middle East. Like throughout history, it's believed as like just like a beautiful symbol of protection. And carrying over, you also have this Native American symbol. And it ties in, interesting enough, to what you have going on. So your head and your heart are kind of connected in a lot of ways, which for some people is not always the case, but for you, I feel like it very much is, because there's a lot reflected between the head and the heart here, in the charms especially. So you have this peacock here in the heart. And what many people might not know is that the overall like meaning and symbolism of the peacock in the Native American culture is self-confidence. It's self-esteem, dignity, refinement, all those beautiful things, knowledge, which is what we really touched on a lot in this reading for you. It's sexuality, pride, beauty, and according to some myths and like their lore and legends, the peacocks carries omens of nobility. And it's guidance. It's like holiness, watchfulness, and protection. Again, protection, very strongly being said in this. But it's all these things that I feel like you're encompassing, like the knowledge, the guidance, all of these things, the beauty, like the feminine, beautiful energy that you have. It's all being carried over. Very, very interesting to me. We have here Bugs Bunny, and Bugs to me is very clever and very intelligent, and with the Ace of Swords coming up twice in your reading, as well as the owl and all of these symbols of intelligence, I think it goes without saying that you are very clever, you are very cunning. You have the Q, the letter Q, and this, right when it came up, I thought of question. You ask a lot of questions. You're always wondering about things. You have like this real thirst for knowledge, which is awesome. We have the Mickey with the Paris symbol here. Now, the French have this really classy kind of way about them. And that's kind of the energy you give off also. I feel like you have this class about you. No matter what you're doing, it's in a refined way. And people are probably very envious of that refinement that you have going for you. So right now, we were talking before with your page of, I think it was coins that came up before. But yeah, so you got a coin here. And this is in your mind. And because of that, that's telling me that, again, you're just figuring out ways to better have your world around you reflect what it is that you want for comfort. So you just want to get to a place of comfort. You want to get to a place of contentment with your financial situation. In your heart, we already touched on that. So here we'll have the dog. It's just telling me loyalty. You have a very loyal heart. You're a very good friend. You're very caring of others. Just be wary to protect yourself though, because not all people, even if they seem to come off as like they have the same wonderful intentions that you have, not all people do. So just be wary of that. You also have the cross. So again, everyone's religious backgrounds and beliefs and everything is going to be different. Whatever it is though, you have it's a cross is just a symbol. Like it's a very old symbol to me of being protected. So you have like with your, like I was saying, you might be very much in touch with your ancestors, and you might have a very good relationship with those ancestors, spirit guides, whatever it is, that may be angels, whatever you kind of identify with, but you're just protected and very much guided by these by this way, you know, like this spiritualness. And you have here the ring, again, just very indicating a very loyal heart. And it's also a circle, and a circle to me goes hand in hand with how we were talking about maybe you had many lives. It's like the never-ending loop, you know? In many cultures, they believe that when you pass away, you come back. And it's just like symbolizing that like life never actually really ends. You go into the earth and then you come back out. Everything is just being recycled and reborn. So I hope that this resonated with you, and I hope that you really liked this reading. I hope you got something out of it. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe. It really helps my channel out a lot. I hope to see you in a future reading. It was really great to read for you today. I hope you have a great day. Take care now. Thanks. Bye. Welcome to your reading pile 3. You chose this blue lace agate crystal. And the creator water energy. Okay, so this reading is intended to bring you into greater alignment with your true self and your true path as a result. Okay, so I'm seeing that for you specifically, before we get into it really, unfortunately, especially in comparison to the other 2 piles that we already did, you're more influenced, or you've been more influenced by people around you who have impacted your way of approaching the world, which is a bit unfortunate, of course, but it does happen. So don't worry about it too much. We're going to talk about it. We're going to start out the reading with this Hermit energy, which is a really good sign, because what it's telling me is you are in the phases of healing this damage that has been done. So the Hermit is saying you might be having trouble letting anybody in because of this past pain. So you might be shut down emotionally a bit. You've gone within, you're standing back and reflecting on circumstances, which is really, really good. You're taking the time that you need, basically. You're dedicated to a purpose. It might be spiritual growth, a quest for personal truth. People can perceive you as closed off at this time, but in truth, you just need to reflect. You are your most productive right now when you are on your own. Like, you're most productive, you're most creative. And I get the sense it wasn't always that way. I feel like you were probably a very social person, very outgoing person because of some circumstances that happen in relation to others around you and situations you were put in. You've had to become this way recently in order to preserve yourself. So you need to recharge your battery, as it were, after being around people now, and that's fine. You know, though, you're learning and you know now your new boundaries. We have the 3 of coins here. So just be tactful with others in order to avoid disputes. So although it can be draining to you, being around people and working with others is a key part in your success. I feel like it's tied in very closely to you succeeding is having to work with others, which for right now might be a little bit difficult for you. Teamwork and collaboration is a must. Just take the time for yourself, though, when possible, as you need to, which I feel like you're already very much aware of and already finding your way to do that. So you have the Sun card. You do have a big heart. And if there was any issues with health or anything with yourself or those around you, this is just a message Spirit is giving me specifically just to let you know that it will all end up being okay. Okay, so getting back to the energy of the Sun card, it's a radiating kind of loving energy that you have, a replenishing kind of energy. And sorry about that. You have the Lovers here twice. So this radiating loving energy is quite literally, it's like love. It's the partnership. It's the collaboration with others. It all ties into this, and you have the Lovers twice, which is really emphasizing that kind of energy. So the compassion you have and the love in your heart and following that love and giving nature is what will bring you into alignment. But balance is also needed for you to feel right. Currently, you are struggling with showing your loving true nature. You've been burned in the past. You've been hurt very deeply, and you've had to be more wary as a result. It's unfortunate because it's blocking you from following your truth at this present time. But I don't feel like you're going to stay in this energy for very long. So it says, don't let pride get in your way, and I don't feel like you will. You have the 6 of Cups to the 3 of Swords. This is a strong, strong message. So 6 of Cups to the 3 of Swords. All those who know you before you were hurt think of you in a warm way and a loving way. They have this beautiful fondness for you and they respect you. They see you as very, very high value. And they understand that how you were hurt or manipulated or deceived in the past and how you've had to go within a bit and respond to this is no reflection on you. You are still the same person to them, and they still respect you the same way. They still view you the same way. And yeah, your approach to life also, it's quite beautiful. That you still have this wonderful, loving, kind nature after everything that you've been through. It's very admirable, actually. Because most people, after being hurt or whatever, it kind of like blackens them. And for you, all it's done is make your heart even bigger and more open. You just have to now protect yourself a little bit more. That's all it is. But you haven't changed who you are. You haven't turned into a horrible person or anything by any means. You haven't like wished poorly on others. You're still such a good, sweet person. So we have the fox, the snake. Ugh, we're gonna talk about it. Don't worry. This is just what we're seeing more of. It's just that kind of an energy. And actually those are not bad cards. We'll talk about it, you'll see. Especially in this reading specifically. So you have water, the moon. That's interesting how the water and the moon are actually next to each other. We'll talk about that too. It's time to release negativity, full moon in Scorpio. Obstacles and challenges. Partnership and alliances. So yeah, it's crazy too how these are tied in together. The obstacles and challenges and the partnership and alliances. Like I said, it's just crazy because you've had some issues in the past, but these go hand in hand. Really, your true path, your true calling is tied in with that. Improving health. This too is something also I'm getting the sense of. You're battling. You might be battling with a health, or someone very close to you might be battling with some kind of health. It could even be mental health. You never know, but there's some kind of health issue there that is, I really feel like it's going to be overcome and be okay with this moon energy. It's very healing energy, and obstacles and challenges I feel like are going to be overcome and everything. Okay. And the water also is a very purifying energy. We're going to get into that. Okay. So we'll start off with the fox and the snake together. So I'm seeing you have a sense that like you can't be completely transparent with the people around you, which is unfortunate. But it's okay. As with like, as long as you continue to be tactful, like just because you can't be like 100% honest doesn't mean anyone has to really get hurt. Just keep being charming and keep to your self-interest. Just remember, speech is silver, but silence is golden. So hold your tongue a while. The fox is also highlighted your ability to maneuver awkward situations with cunning. So this card also says you are right to be holding your cards close to your chest. Because these are paired with the moon over here, I'd say it's in your best interest to refuse a proposition that could turn out to be a trap. It's wise not to reveal everything you're thinking. So if you're feeling a little bit hesitant, that's okay. It's for good reason. Okay, so the water to the moon energy. Also a very interesting pair of cards together. And also very interesting because, of course, you chose the water as your pile. So the moon, what the moon does to water, it shifts it, it moves it. This is something necessary, I find, for your growth. The water symbolizes purification, regeneration. It's birth, revival, and cleansing. It signifies an evolutionary shift from former self to new self. To be truly in alignment, you have to take this as an opportunity to reinvent yourself. Trust you can ride the wave of opportunity when it arises. Go with the natural flow of things. This is a time for cleansing unwanted energy and sticky feelings. Consider this what water does to the flesh. It does in sacred ritual to the spirit. It's really like a beautiful energy of renewal. The obstacles and challenges to the partnership and alliances is what we saw with your tarot cards also before. It was the issues that you faced are paired also with this issue of having also to be aligned with partnerships. So you need to find a way to balance those again and not be scared of trusting people or partnering and basically having to work with them. Improving health with this moon energy. I think that if it's mental health or physical health, whatever it is, as this card suggests, it's improving. Things are going to be getting better. But like with the water, you need to go in a path of acceptance and purification and renewal. It's time to release negativity. So that's a big part of how you're going to purify yourself, is to release this negativity from any past issues. Okay, so next we have new life. So this is like going hand in hand with your water. It's regeneration. Here and now. So you need to do it now. You need to start now. So it's okay that you took a little bit of time, or that you're taking some time to reflect on some things, but you need to start making certain changes now to go towards what you're truly aligned with. So we have Akasha here. Your guidance is divinely guided. This is a very interesting card to me, because I was actually thinking this as I was reading your cards here. Maybe look into getting some guidance from a reader of the Akashic records, or if you yourself are able to tap into that energy, that spiritual energy of the Akashic records, and read your own records. But if not, I would look into getting guidance from someone who reads the Akashic records. That might be very valuable and helpful to you, to help you to realign yourself. You have Imrama. Where are you being called to journey to? So unfortunately right now, because things are as they are, traveling and everything is really hindered. So that too, I feel like, has hindered you in a certain way, where you are very much guided to go with the flow and travel. And right now that might be put to a halt in certain respects. But once things allow you to be free and be able to go where you need to go, there are many places that you are being called to go, and there's good reason for it. You're going to gain a lot from those experiences of going to those new places. You are light. So just remember, no matter what's going on around you and everything, you are still a being of divine light and guidance. Shift the way to new potential. Yes, you are reinventing yourself, and in doing so, you are unlocking your potential along the way. The sacred flow of yes. So don't be closed off to any opportunities, this card is really telling you. Ambush fear with your ferocious dreams. So don't let go of your dreams either. Make sure that fear doesn't block you in achieving your goals and your dreams. Okay, so we're going to move into your charms now. All right, so over time, I was guided to always collect these charms, and a lot of these are since childhood. I've collected them. I've gone to garage sales. I've gone to vintage shops. I've had a lot of these given to me by loved ones. So I'm getting used to doing the charms. I know a lot of people really enjoy the charms, so I'm going to try to put them into more of my readings. We're going to have for the head and the heart, as usual, for the charms. So just a little warning, I'm putting in each of the piles. Lower the volume at this time if you like, because it is quite loud when I shuffle the charms around. So just a little warning for that. So we're going to jump into it. here we go. These charms, very interesting. Okay. So this actually came up in the last reading as well. It's the Hamza, or the Hand of Mary. So it has a dual meaning. I'll read it the same way I read it in the last reading. The Hamza is a symbol of the position of Mary, exalted above all mankind as a compassionate and caring mother. So this is like a reminder of how God has the power to like exalt an ordinary person up. And Mary, again, it's so crazy because this is the same thing that came up in the last reading. Also, it was the Hamza was in the head, and Mary with the baby Jesus was in the heart. So this is just showing the real female divine kind of nurturing, loving, but also intuitive and strong energy. So it's a very strong female energy, whether you're relating to male or female, doesn't matter. It's just like those aspects of a quiet kind of strength. It's also the evil eye. So it's so in the Jewish religion, it's depicting the open right hand, an image recognized and used as a sign of protection. And many times the Hamza is believed by some Jewish people to provide defense against the evil eye. So many cultures, the evil eye carries over. The Hamza also holds recognition as a bearer of good fortune among Christians in the Middle East as well. So, yeah, it's an amulet of protection, and you usually see it like with jewelry and hanging and everything like that for protection. So this ties into actually what we were talking about protecting yourself at this time and having to reflect and pull back a little bit. So if you're feeling the need to have any protection against anyone who wishes you ill will, the evil eye is a very good totem, something maybe to wear or carry on you for your own protection. We have some letters here for you. We have an H. Actually, we have double H. So we have H here as well. So H twice. We have a K, as in kangaroo. And we have another K. Wow. Okay. So we have two H's and two K's. I don't know if that has any significance for anybody. But the mirroring is very significant in the reader. So you have HK, HK, and it's mirrored perfectly. And it's crazy because I was getting a sense of the balance needing to be there. And then you have an L. Could be for love, could be for many things. Take it how it resonates to you personally. So we have the jukebox here, the Elvis jukebox keychain. This is saying that music is holding some significance to you. And it's an old kind of, jukebox is an old way of listening to our music, right? And it's also like a sense of there being community. In this jukebox, there's also a heart. I don't know if you could see that right there. There's a heart in that jukebox. So I'm just telling you everything I'm seeing just in case any of this is resonating for you. But yes, the jukebox is an old way of listening to music. So there's kind of like a nostalgia here. We were talking about someone from the past who may have hurt you. I don't know if that person might still be in your life or not, or whatever, but there are some ties to this that you're still kind of holding on to. Like, you'll still think of this person when you hear a certain song or when something happens. You'll still be reminded of this event or this person that really had a hand in shaping you into the person that you've had to be now. You have this beautiful bead here. It's gonna be hard to come up on camera, but it's a beautiful Asian style bead. And then you also have this beautiful symbol here. So there might be a tie to the Asian culture, or you might feel spiritually very close to the Asian culture or aspects of it, maybe the calming aspects or the meditative aspects that there are to the Asian culture. There might be meditations or certain rituals that you can take into account and help you in your relaxation and your releasing of stress in your mindset, for positive thinking and everything. There are so many beautiful traditions and beautiful practices in the Asian culture that might be able to help you really to purify yourself. We have the Bugs Bunny, and he is my clever like type of like charm. I when I see this, I think that of intelligence, of wit, of needing to be clever, of needing to outfox the person. And it's interesting because you had the fox, so you need to be very slick, very intelligent with your movements, with your decisions that you're making going forward. Just be mindful of what you can do. You have here the white cat. So I have a white and a black cat, and only the white cat came up for you. The white cat to me is the yin symbol, and the black would be the yang. So this is, again, just very beautiful feminine energy, much like the energy that was with the Mother Mary and the Hannah Mary. You have the heart here. This is actually a Disney heart, but it has the wand, the magic wand in the heart also. So this is saying that in the spirituality, in love is your magic. This is a lot of what I'm getting is once you find your love again, your open heart, your kindness, your freeness of love, you let go of any negativity that's been blocking your heart chakra. It's going to open you up to your magic. So we touched on this already, the Mother Mary. It's divine femininity, it's love, it's just being able to be spiritual, and it's in your heart space. So with this heart also, I see it's a very intricate heart. It has beautiful design there and everything too. So it's, again, just reminding you the same thing, that you just need to open up your heart space, because that was a very big focus of this reading. So you can maybe look into some meditations or things to open up your heart chakra. This hatchet to me is working. It's a work in progress. It's something that you're working at, and that it's not done yet. Like, you still have a lot of work to do. And this is the most interesting of all the symbols that have come up so far. This frog. I pulled it out last, and I was just so drawn to that frog. And it's crazy because the symbolism really ties into the reading that we had for you. So frogs have a variety of symbols, but they're both good and bad, but generally they signify transformation. And that is so much the space that I feel like you're in right now. So change, cleansing though through water, which is crazy because this is everything that we've had in the reading. We've had water coming up, and it's such a big symbol for this reading. So it's fertility, prosperity. So a frog totem is like, it's an influence of peace and eternal beauty within, and honesty. Such a lovely totem, really. So that's a great way to close off the reading. I really hope that you enjoyed it. And if this resonated with you, please subscribe, comment below. All these things really help my channel a lot. And yeah, thank you so much for being here. I hope to see you in a future reading. Take care now. Bye-bye. Welcome to your reading pile 4. You chose this Carnelian crystal. And the fire creator energy. Okay, so overall, for your reading, I'm getting the sense of really needing to close the book on something. Really needing to finish something that you've most likely already started and put a lot of time and energy into. You really need to finish it. Cycle into the ending phase or finishing it and then start something new. So, okay, we're going to talk about it. We have the Five of Cups. And you got this card twice. And they're both right on top of each other. Okay. So, there was most likely jealousy, ill will from people around you. There's been some disappointment, like sadness. This could have been pain from a separation or feeling a loss. It could have been like an insult from a friend or a troubled marriage. You might have regrets or feel abandoned. There was bad news or just like general unkind treatment. But you have the Strength card. Like, you have quite positive cards aside from that card, aside from these two cards. So the Strength card, you could be surprised by your own strength. So tap into your incredible self-control. Do what you need to heal and feel centered at this time. You have the Moon plus the Illumination card. So these together, they're giving me a specific message of cycling, like we talked about. So cycling into a new phase and really like getting more into a situation. Like, there's more to a situation than meets the eye. I feel like there's like the surface level and then there's something below the surface that you haven't really tapped into yet. So trust your intuition. It's all about patterns and cycles, and an illusion being unmasked. So that's going to really bring you into the most alignment, is when you figure out what it is that is just an illusion and a veneer, and what's under the surface is going to be the key to your alignment and to getting back into alignment. You have the Six of Cups here. And the Six of Cups is a wish granted. So you're going to get something that you've really, really been desiring for a very long time, by closing the book on this, by finishing this phase. It's increased gain, awakened enthusiasm, new purpose, and a beginning of a welcome change. So really ending something and starting something new. That new thing that you start might be even greater than what you had anticipated. It could be, maybe this is what the case is. It could be that you had started something and it's not going the way that you thought it would. It's not as successful as maybe you imagined it might be. And your next project might be the one that really sparks and takes off, and it'll be very surprising circumstances to you. You might not even expect how well it's going to do. You might not even have thought of this next thing yet. It might not even be like a seed in your mind yet. But once you close the book to what is no longer working, like if you finally accept that maybe you need to let go of that, the thing that's hindering you, the thing that's stifling you, the thing that you no longer have the motivation or passion to continue doing, if you put that down and start something brand new, you might find that that's what sparks your joy, your success, and puts you back into your alignment with your true self. You have the Ten of Pentacles. I'm telling you, all these other cards are great. It was just the two Five of Cups, so don't worry about it too much. You have the Ten of Pentacles here, and it's right below the Strength card. So this is like the pinnacle of prosperity. It's a change in financial status for the better. Prudent investments, family affairs, the homestead, and wealth. And it's really after being strong enough to make this decision to go for this. So it is something that's going to take a great deal of strength on your part. But once you do it and you follow your intuition, like the moon suggests, I see you going into that direction. And the thing is that deep down, I feel like you know what's the thing that's really stifling you. It's just very difficult probably for you to finally admit that you need to let go of it. And this is reflected here in this Chariot card, because the Chariot card to me always tells me that there's a tug between the head and the heart. There's a fight going on between the head and the heart. So maybe the head is telling you that, yeah, you should move on, but your heart has so much invested in the situation that you don't want to. You don't want to stop. You don't want to leave because you've put so much and poured so much of yourself into this. And that's okay. It's a normal thing that when you have something so big like this that you don't want to leave it and let it go. Okay. So this tug might also be maybe, for example, you want something very traditional. So family and children and like a home, etc. But you have like this strong desire to travel. And for the better part of a year, you need to be like stable, but also equally crave adventure. Otherwise, you grow bored. You can have both. You can just like, you just need to follow what fills that void within you. So there's something like missing. You have this Knight of Swords here. This is changes being brought about, but quickly. So I feel like once you let go of that thing that's been stifling you and you go on to something new, things are really going to change quite fast. It's a lifestyle change that is going to be brought about very instantaneously. This is also showing that you are very clever with a sharp wit about you. You're full of thoughts and ideas. You are somewhat restless also at the moment. Although you desire like quite traditional things, I feel like generally you need to accept that you have to compromise within yourself. So you're idealistic and eloquent. You have like an abstract way of thinking. You're more interested probably in the planning than the doing. So you might lose interest in when like what you want is like within your reach. So I feel like you got into that stage where like you've lost interest. And that's the problem, is like you have a problem finishing, I think, certain things. And really the key to your success is in closing the book and finishing those tasks that you're leaving the loose ends, but you shouldn't be. You really need to push yourself to not leave any loose ends. So we have the Mountain, the Ancient Ones, Three of Cups. Conclusions are within reach. Full moon eclipse. We have Love Begins. So this might have something to do with love. This isn't a love reading, of course, but it might tie into maybe you need to let go of an old relationship to move into a new one. That's a possibility here. But otherwise, it's just generally saying to embrace maybe a love that you didn't really recognize before, maybe within a friendship or a family member or something. There might be something that you weren't really seeing as being an important relationship or connection to have, and maybe it is more significant than you recognize. You have Abundance here, and that's right going right on top of the Ten of Pentacles. It's crazy how some of these cards really relate to each other. Community. So this ties into what I was saying. So there's a significant relationship or a tight-knit group that is going to be the key to this success. Like, I don't think you're going to maybe necessarily make what you need happen right away. And it's also funny because you have conclusions are within reach. So really it's the conclusion that I feel like might be the key to finishing. Like once you finish it, it's going to open up a whole new set of possibilities in your life. By the book here, So this is something that I was kind of getting to. You might just be writing a book or just telling a story. You might have a blog or a podcast of some sort, poetry, but you have maybe, I feel it very strongly, you have some kind of story to tell, something very important to get out into the world, and maybe you're having trouble finishing it. And you're really getting tied up or caught up in like the details, and instead of just like wrapping it up and getting it out there, which might seem to you as like, oh, I'm not putting the time and care that I need to into this project. But I feel like maybe you've spent long enough on it, and you need to, at this point, just put it out into the world. It's time, you know, for people to see your work. Okay, so for the ancient ones here, if you accept the invitation of adventure, there's great power and blessings will come your way and allow you to craft a new destiny for yourself. So it's really the reinvention that we were talking about that goes along with that new beginning. You have the mountain, and this is like something big and rock solid. And this is also suggesting something from abroad. So there might be ties into traveling or something or someone from abroad that might be helpful in your success into moving forward. So this is foreign affairs. It can be an obstacle also to surmount. So this blockage that you might be having might be that obstacle. It could represent a house or family overseas. I am getting a lot of family ties and in this reading. That might not be for everyone, but yeah. You had the Chariot also, and next to the Chariot it indicates a holiday, possibly like a short holiday. So you might need a break of some sort. You might need to get away. This might be involved in it also. I know that's very difficult with current circumstances, but that's indicated here, so I'm just gonna tell you what I'm seeing. Okay, so the Three of Cups that you have there, it's celebration. It's suggesting that a lot more love is coming in for you. And especially with this Love Begins card, I definitely see that that's a possibility for some of you. It won't resonate for all of you, but there might be a new love. With the Three of Cups, it might be also third party situation when we're talking about love specifically. So it might be that there was some kind of third party situation that needs to be figured out and close the book on. You have a three elephants here too. So again, third party energy. It's not for everybody, but if it resonates, then that's something that you might need to really strongly settle out of and settled so that you can move on into the next phase and free your spirit up. So this is like more joy to come with the Three of Cups. It's friendship, a circle of support, really. It could indicate trouble deciding who to love. That's the other thing. There might be someone that you or two people that you are really juggling between, or you're not sure about, or that's the situation that you feel you're stuck in. Either way, a happy outcome will be the result once a choice is finally made. Okay, so abundance, I mean, that's pretty clear cut that things will be very prosperous once that's done. By the book, like I said, I really sense that maybe a book or a story is the key to the success, as well as this always means that you should go off of what other people have done, the knowledge that's already available to you, and use it as a stepping stone to do what you need to do, like shape it into your own, but use the stepping stones that you have at your disposal to get to your next level. Community is help from others as well, so this is suggesting the same thing. Let me see. Okay, what else do we have? Okay, birthing a new age. birthing new creation, dreaming a new world into being. So this could tie in very much into the book or just the story of itself. You're creating a new world for other people to enjoy. It's just also going into that next stage in your life. You're creating a new life for yourself. Okay, so this is Anna, grandmother of Jesus. So it's seeding the light, laying foundation, divine plan. So it's a new foundation. So accept and receive. So maybe you're having trouble accepting help from others. This is saying to maybe let go of that a little bit and accept and receive what it is that you need. The universe always tries to provide for you. You just have to let it. So this is crazy. You got another thing about choice. Choose who you are becoming. So this is all about choices, really. Your reading today, a lot focuses on decisions. Fierce serenity. So fierce serenity, what that says to me is there's a duality of strength in being strong, but also knowing when to pull back a little bit and find that serene nature in yourself. It's also could be heavy Leo energy, so the attributes of that heavy Leo energy. What we're going to do next is pull some charms for you. We have the head here and the heart. This should be pretty interesting since I saw a lot of a theme of a tug between head and heart, so decisions to be made and everything. So we'll see what comes up with your charms in that respect. Just a little warning that it does get quite loud when I'm shuffling up the charms, so if you like to lower the volume at this time, that would be a good idea, because it will get a bit loud when I'm shuffling them. The other thing is, I know everyone, there's a lot of people that seem to really enjoy these charms, so I'm trying to bring them more into the readings. I've been collecting trinkets and charms and stuff like this for a very long time, since like childhood, and I continue to do so. I get them from garage sales, from thrift stores, things like this. I've had people, close family members, and people that I care a lot for, give me some, and yeah, it's just been something great, so I'm going to try to bring them more into my readings. Okay, so let's begin with the head. Shuffle these up a bit and see what comes out for you. Okay. So those are the ones that come out for the head, and let's see for the heart. Okay. We'll start with the dice here. So this came up on the number 5. So 5 weeks, 5 months, I mean maybe 5 days. But if this is at all significant to you, the number 5 on the dice. This also speaks of rolling the dice. So that figure of speech is basically just saying to take a chance, which is something that you might have to do, pushing yourself along with your project. We have the teapot here. So for many of us, the teapot means so much more than, it's not like just a mere vessel for brewing and pouring tea. The teapot is like a symbol of friendship, of telling stories and confiding in each other. Like an old friend or like a childhood toy. It's like a source of like joy, comfort, and reassurance. But in this case, I feel like because it's right next to my drama, my drama symbol here, I feel like there was some kind of, which was also reflected, of course, in the tarot cards, but there was some kind of drama surrounding maybe even friends or family, but there was some kind of drama also with gossip, I think, and like the people that you chose maybe to confide in, and the people that behind closed doors that you trusted the most, I feel like ended up causing some drama, whether they intended to or not. And the button with those is like mending. So this is a situation that needs to be repaired and mended. I mean, of course, if this person really, really hurt you a lot and did you really badly, I don't suggest, obviously, compromising your integrity in that situation. But then it could, if it's not to mend the situation with that person, it's really to just mend yourself. Repair your own image, you know what I mean? Your own self-respect, the respect others have for you, in whatever way you can to just repair a situation, then do that. There's been a lot in this reading of like the relationships that you have either with family or friends or all of the above, and it's in the charms as well. So you have here the tree. To me, this is like the family tree. And when I say family, it could of course be like a close group of people that you're just close to, whether you're blood related or not. So this is like someone that you have deep, deep roots with. And you have the broken heart here, which is supposed to represent like those best friend necklaces that you have, like one has one side, one has the other side, but the other side is not here. So it's like a betrayal, almost a hurt. And here you are with this dog energy, very loyal, even though you've been hurt. And you have the starfish here, which is also very powerful energy that's tying into what we talked about in your actual tarot reading. So the starfish symbolism is the star as well as the starfish. They're seen as celestial symbols. They represent like infinite divine love. In addition to love, the starfish also holds characteristics such as like guidance, vigilance, inspiration, brilliance, and intuition. So this is tying into the love that we have and your divine love, and it's very possible that that's been betrayed and taken advantage of in what I'm seeing here. And it's still something that you really need to repair within yourself. And with this heart with the cross in it, it's possible that through faith of some kind, whether that's a spirituality in general or through faith in religion, and whatever it looks like to you, there's some kind of faith that might help guide you to a better understanding, a better place, being in a better place that's at peace with what might have happened. So this is all I have for you today. I hope this reading was helpful to you. I hope that you got something out of it. And if you did like this reading, please like, subscribe, comment below. It really helps my channel out a lot. I'm so happy to have you here with me, and I hope to see you in a future reading. Take care now. Thank you so much. Bye.